Good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. This is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. I am headed out today to go to a business meeting, and I am fired up, man. Today is a great day. I'm hoping to share some good information with you folks. Hopefully, give you some hope that 2022 can be the year that you create financial freedom in your life, that you can create financial independence, that you can become a millionaire or more, whatever it is that you're looking for. Hey, Dilemma, welcome to Fantastic Project. And folks, before I get into a little bit of crypto, I want to mention that I was listening to a gentleman named Ed Milet this morning on my walk, a 5-minute walk here in Las Vegas. Pretty hilly area here. You can kind of see in one of the things that he talked about that I think is so important is you got to realize I believe it, and I mean, that's all there is to it. I believe it, and you got to believe it too. Is you were put here on this earth to do something special. You were put here on this earth to do something amazing. You were put here on this earth to make a difference. And sometimes we get beaten down by life. We get, friends and family that aren't the most positive people. And, a lot of different things can cause us to forget that we are special, that we are amazing, that we have something to offer the world. And I just want you to know that I believe in you guys, and that is part of the reason for this YouTube channel, is I'm here to believe in you guys until you start believing in yourself. Now, guys, if you're already on here and you believe in yourself, you are on the path to doing amazing things, and you're excited about life, that's awesome, man. More power to you. I'm glad that you feel like that. But the more that I do this YouTube channel and the more that I deal with people on a regular basis, the more that I see, people that just don't realize how much potential, how much they have to offer the world. And one of the first steps in really becoming successful is believing in yourself. One of the other things that Ed Milet talks about that I have realized is so true is you will never grow in wealth or fitness or any area of your life. You will never grow past what your identity is. So if you think that you're a pretty good person and that $15 or $20 an hour on a job is great, and you feel like that's what you deserve for whatever reason, whether it's how much schooling you got or whatever, you think you're a $15 or $20 an hour person, that's all you're ever going to make. And the crazy thing about the human brain is if something good happened to you and all of a sudden you started making $40 or $50 an hour, if your identity didn't raise up and you didn't believe that you were worth that $50 an hour, your subconscious mind will start to sabotage you, and you will start being late for work or making mistakes. Something will happen that will take you back down into that comfort zone of $15 or $20 an hour. I see it all the time in crypto, where somebody gets involved in crypto, they get excited, they make some good investments, they make a ton of money with crypto, but because they don't believe they're worthy of it, or their identity is as a, hey, my dad was middle class, my grandfather was middle class, his grandfather was middle class, there's never been anybody in my family that has created, financial, real meaningful wealth. They have this identity that they are middle class. They tell their friends and family, yeah, I'm high middle class, but they don't have the identity of being a rich person. So all of a sudden they make a bunch of money in crypto, and then they figure out ways to lose it. And you don't even it's not even a conscious decision. Like, you don't realize, why did I gamble on that? Like, they'll turn 10,000 into $1 million, and instead of being excited that they have $1 million, now they got to take that $1 million and try to turn it into 50 million, and they lost it all. Well, it wasn't because they were greedy. It was because their identity was that of somebody that has 30 or 40 or $50,000 in the bank. $1 million created new problems, created new things in their life, and their identity had not become worth $1 million. So therefore they didn't keep the $1 million. Folks, this stuff is so important. And the reason I know it's important is because I did it in my life. I saw it firsthand. I sabotaged myself many, many times over the years. When things started to go good, I would figure out a way to screw them up. And I realized after watching Ed Milet and learning about this stuff that it was me. It wasn't just bad luck. It wasn't, misfortune. It wasn't that all of a sudden, the president made bad decisions and the economy was bad or blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, you can give a million reasons in life for why stuff went wrong, but most of the time you're self-sabotaging yourself. You don't even realize it. So part of this journey, folks, and one of the reasons I talk so much about mindset is because I know that money will not change your life. Money will not change your life, guys. You got to get that through your head. It will not change your life unless you change yourself first. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people say, hey, money isn't everything. And they're right, but I'll also give you a little piece of advice. Most of the time when somebody tells you money isn't anything, isn't everything, they ain't got any. They're broke. Because Ed Milet has a saying that I love. He says, I've been happy poor, and I've been happy rich, and rich is much better. And I agree with him. I've been happy all of my life. I've trained myself to be happy. I'm positive. I've always believed that happiness is a choice. I've always believed that you have control of your thoughts. That's about one of the only things in life that you have control over. So I've been happy my whole life. But I guarantee you that when I was broke, when I was struggling, when I was 2 or 3 days away from rent being due and I didn't know how I was going to have it, I was not as happy as I am now that I have finances and now that I have the freedom to to have told my boss that I can't afford to work for him anymore and I can work from home and I'm there with my kids, I'm there with my family, I can help other people. So people are right when they say money isn't everything, but it is extremely important. It's a tool that you can do a lot of good with, and it's way better to have lots of it than it is to not have very much of it. But if, that's another mindset that people have. They've been told their whole life, hey, rich people are greedy. You ever heard the saying, your parents ever tell you, hey, close that door. We got the air conditioning on. Come on, Brad, money doesn't grow on trees. You hear stuff like that growing up. And let me tell you something, if you believe that rich people are greedy, you are never going to be rich because it goes against your beliefs. Like, why would you want to be rich if you believe that rich people are greedy? Rich people give away a lot more money and do a lot more good for people than poor people do. Now, poor people can volunteer their time, and don't get me wrong, volunteering, and I know a lot of people that don't have a lot of money that are extremely good people, and they do amazing things for their community. So I'm not saying that if you don't have a lot of money, you're not doing good things, because that's not true. But if I've got 100 million and I can give away 25 or 50 or 75% of it and still live an incredible life myself, I can do a lot more good for the world than somebody that's making, a couple $1,000s a month and barely paying their bills. For one thing, they don't have as much time. Like, I have a lot of time. I could go volunteer 8 hours a day, 7 days a week if I want to. Somebody else that doesn't have any money got to spend all their hours working to pay their bills. Anyways, folks, I've been going on and on and on this subject for about 10 minutes, but it's so important to train your brain. So I would recommend, for those of you that are watching this, go YouTube search Ed Milet, M-Y-L-E-T-T, Ed Milet, and watch some of his stuff. Watch some of his YouTube videos. He's got an amazing message. He's super successful. It's a lot of fun watching him. He's got this house on Laguna Beach in California, right on the water. But he talks about the mindset. He talks about how he walked down that beach as a teenager and looked up at the houses and said, I'm going to live there someday. And he focused on that and he dwelled on it, and it was important. It was a passionate thing for him. In other words, you got to see it before it happens. And now here he is living in that house, living on that beach. He's just an amazing man, amazingly inspirational. He's a godly man. He cares a lot about people. He doesn't need to do this YouTube channel. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars, but he spends hours and hours and hours on this YouTube channel because he wants to help people and wants to get in and really make a difference in people's lives. Let me see here. It says multi-window closed. Your phone is too hot. Let it cool down before using multi-window again. So I guess my car here, being driving in this Vegas sun, I'm having a little technical difficulties with my phone. So with that, folks, real quick, because I'm getting close to where I'm going and I need to be able to pull my GPS up because I've never been there before, going to a restaurant called Skinny Fats. Real quick, I do want to talk about the thumbnail. So the thumbnail says become a millionaire in 2022. Folks, there are some amazing projects out there. I believe, my personal belief is that we're going to see some great things in crypto over the rest of this year, and you want to start positioning yourself to take advantage of that. So folks, take a look at BeamSwap again. BeamSwap is fairly new. It's still got a lot of time probably to totally develop, but at 0.3 to 0.4 of a cent, it is something that could 10 or 20 or even 50 or 100x still in 2022. I believe it's got 1,000x in it over the longer term. I think we could see this token 1,000x if you give it 2 to 5 years, but I think it could be a 10 to 100x still in 2022. So go take a look at beamswap.io. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have my securities license. This is just my humble opinion and what I'm doing. I've been buying it up like crazy. I've been staking it. I've been putting it into syrup pools. The other thing that I would recommend is I've talked about the Gains token a ton. And folks, the Gains token right now has been beaten down. Private sales haven't been going amazingly. The token was around $1 not too long ago. The last time I looked at it, it was in between 30 and 40 cents. So now instead of it costing you $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 to buy 10,000 Gains tokens and get into their platform, you're looking at an investment of somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000, and then you're going to be able to get in on all sorts of private sales. Now, I agree, right now private sales are a little bit scary, but you don't want to wait for everything to come roaring back and then have to spend $10,000 or $12,000 on the tokens. Buy the tokens while they're down. Then look into the private sales and try to get into the best of the best and hope that the market is recovered before they go public. But that is another opportunity where you can sometimes 25, 50, 100,000x your investment. Folks, it doesn't take my buddy, my mentor. The reason that I'm in crypto is I watched my mentor turn 9,500 into $2.2 million in the bull run of 2017 going into 2018. It doesn't take, you don't got to have 100 grand and turn it into $1 million. You can take a few thousand and turn it into million if you get lucky, if things go well, if you make some of the right decisions, if you're patient. So folks, like I said, my phone is starting to overheat a little bit on me here, and I'm getting close to the restaurant, my meeting. So I'm going to hop off this live stream. And thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this video was valuable, if you enjoyed it, I didn't see exactly who just said thank you, that you love my content. I didn't catch your name, but thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate you all that are here today. I love you all very much. Please share this video with a friend or a family member or somebody that you think would benefit from it. And Kaj, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the comment. Dilemma, thank you for being here. And folks, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, man. It's really an honor. Every time you guys subscribe, it excites me. It gets me, motivated to do more content. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And with that, folks, I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless and take care.